I had a few people ask me how I created this beautiful blanket, so I'm going to give you a brief tutorial of what I call the squared moss stitch. So to start off, just get yourself ready to start crocheting, and you're going to chain 3 and then slip stitch back into that first stitch to make a small circle that we're going to start off in the middle. If you know how to do a different kind of start to make a circle, maybe like the magic ring, which I occasionally remember how to do, you are welcome to use that technique. So once we slip stitch into the middle of that ring, you're going to do chain 1 and then single crochet followed by chain 2 and another single crochet into the middle. You're going to do that chain 2 single crochet 2 more times. What you want to have is 4 single crochets in the middle, and after you do that 4 single crochet, you're going to chain 2 and slip stitch into that first single crochet. We're just going to ignore that first chain 1. Then you're going to chain 1 and single crochet into that chain 2 opening, chain 2, single crochet into the same chain 2 opening. Now we start the moss stitch. So chain 1, single crochet, then chain 2 and single crochet into that same chain 2 opening, chain 1, single crochet into the chain 2 opening, and just keep going around until we finish up that row. So what we're going to have is we're going to have single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in each chain 2 at the corners. So chain 1, slip stitch into that single crochet, and then just keep going. As we grow the rows, the system kind of between those chain 2 corners is going to be the moss stitch, which is chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And so each time you are single crocheting, you are going into the chain 1 space of the row below. And it just creates this really soft but also solid texture. You might want to place a marker into which corner is for the row you're wanting, because you can lose track. Once we add in the new colors, it'll be a little bit more clear. So to add in a new color, you don't want to actually finish the row. You're going to stick your hook in as though you're going to slip stitch, and then you are going to switch colors. So for this, I am switching to white, and I'm just going to pull it through. You want to tighten down that blue, the original first color, but leave that strand hanging because you'll be able to transition back soon enough. So you're going to do the exact same thing you were doing. You're going to chain 1 to start off the row, and then you're going to be doing the chain 1, the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the chain 2 spaces, and otherwise doing the moss stitch. Right now I'm trying to show you how I like to carry the color that we're not crocheting with along that corner. Basically, you want to just make sure you're carrying through that first single crochet, and then afterwards you can just kind of let it hang as you go around. So just keep doing the single crochet into the chain 1 space of the row below, and single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into each of the chain 2 corner spaces as you're going around the square. You will notice that it does kind of curve a little bit. It doesn't stay perfectly straight as a square. If anyone knows how to resolve this, you're welcome to let me know. I'm not switching back and forth front side to back side, and that's probably why, but I find it with the moss stitch that's just kind of easiest for me to keep track of where I'm at and be able to have a good transition along the edge. So I'm transitioning back to blue, so I'm going to pull it through the slip stitch instead of the white, and then I'll show you how I carry that white in order to create a better design kind of on the back of the blanket, because I am going to be carrying for several rows. I'm not just going to go back and forth each row. So I'm carrying through as I do that first chain one, and then I'm continuing to carry it through as I do that first single crochet. Then after that, I just set it to the side, do my chain 2 single crochet into that chain 2 space, and then work my way around using the moss stitch. I do find that once you have the second color going, it's really easy to tell which corner is that corner you need to slip stitch back into to finish off the row. But again, if you're not doing that, or if you're just on one color, it might be a good idea to add a marker that you can carry into that corner to make sure that you don't lose track and end up accidentally just going in the round instead of stopping at each row and then starting each row again, which is the system I'm showing you. You're welcome to try in the round and let me know in the comments how that's working out for you. So again, we're nearing the end of this row, and we're gonna keep the blue. So we're gonna slip stitch the blue, but we want to carry that white. So wrap it around, pull through, and then keep it carried as you go to that first single crochet of the next row. So once we finish off this row, I'm going to show you how it looks on the back side with that carrying, and why I think it's important to call out something that is a little bit of a minutia when it comes to making the actual blanket. I just think it looks really nice. So just keep going around with the moss stitch. You're going to want to chain 1 and then single crochet into the chain 1 space of the row below, and when you get to the corners, which are the chain 2 spaces, you'll want to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, all in that same space, and that will help give you some squared off corners. Like I said, it is kind of rotating a little bit. You can see that in the final image, but quite frankly, it's soft and it's beautiful, and I think you're going to really enjoy doing the stitch. It works up pretty quick, and I'm using a size H hook. It's my favorite hook size. I can't really explain why, it's just my favorite, with just some baby-friendly yarn that you can buy at any of those big box stores. So again, at the end, we're going to want to try to carry that white that we're not using as we slip stitch, chain 1, single crochet. So on the back, you can see it kind of creates this nice little zigzag pattern across the blanket, and so it's a pretty clean way to carry a different color. And I hope you've enjoyed this short tutorial of how to make the squared moss stitch blanket, and I look forward to seeing all of your pictures for the ones you make yourselves.